Hi, third, fourth, and fifth grade leaders. We are preparing for July 21st in our summer series where we have looked at how God has provided a king for the nation of Israel, the Israelites, because they begged for a king. And so he gave them King Saul, but King Saul was not the greatest king. He followed his own way and didn't look after what God wanted for the nation of Israel or for even King Saul. And so God appointed a new king, little shepherd boy David, who defeated Goliath and was chased by Saul. And we've seen that he's also messed up and made bad choices. But even in the middle of all of those bad choices, what David did is he turned back to God and he had a repentant heart. Even though he made some bad choices, he was repentant. And so as we are finishing up our stories about David in this series, we are this week are looking at how he remembered that he gave Jonathan a promise. Remember, his best friend Jonathan was Saul's son, and when he and Jonathan were talking one day, Jonathan realized that David was going to be king, and David looks at him and he says, "Hey, I know I'm going to be king, but I promise I'm going to take care of your family." And so he remembers his promise. He goes to talk to Saul's servants, and as he's talking to them, he is reminded that Jonathan's son Mephibosheth is still alive. Mephibosheth had a problem with his feet. And because he had a problem with his feet, he didn't walk real well. Because he didn't walk real well, he couldn't do a good job of taking care of his family. He probably didn't live in anything super nice because of his issue with his feet. And so David shows up and talks to Mephibosheth and tells him, "Don't be afraid. I told your dad that I was going to take care of you, and I'm here to do that. In fact, I'm going to give you all of this land, and you're going to come eat at my table." In other words, because I promised your dad, Jonathan, I was going to take care of you, I'm going to take care of you like I would take care of my own son. I'm going to put you at the table with my family, and I'm going to care for you in the most tender way I could possibly do that. I'm going to bring you into my family. Does that sound anything like what God has done for us? It should. It should help us remember that Jesus helped bring us into the fold as well. Because of Jesus, we could be a part of God's kingdom. Because of Jesus, we can have relationship with God again. Our sins don't separate us. Because of Jesus, and who is God's son, we don't have to live in our old selves. We can live in our new selves, and to be a person just like David, a person after God's own heart, who seeks after God in everything we do. So that's the story today, and we get a really great way that I'm excited to share with you of how we can show kids visibly ways that they could help show kindness to other people. Before you get there, though, your social activity is called Needle in a Haystack. And this should be a fun minute to win a game. As with all of our games, we've broken up into two teams. And as you break up into two teams, each kid gets 1 whole minute to complete the task. And when they're done with their task, you're going to tally and see how many points they have at the end of that time. So you have some rice. And in this rice, there is sprinkles, because I ran out of colored rice, but sprinkles works just the same, right? Some of you will have colored rice. I did take the time to color some of the rice. And so what you're going to do is take a little bit of your rice and put it in your bowl. You also have some extra colored rice or sprinkles, in case, as you could keep doing this activity, you're running out of colored rice in there that kids can pick up. And so what you're going to do is put the rice in the bowl, And after you put the rice in the bowl, your timer is going to start, and kids are going to use their tweezers to pick up the colored rice, just the colored rice, and put it on the plate. And when their time is up, you're going to count how many pieces of colored rice or sprinkles are on their plate. And each kid gets the chance to do that. Should be lots of fun, and it's been fun to watch the kids engage in these Minute to Win It games and figure out how they can participate. What's been fun is watching everybody have the chance to participate in our games more often. All right, in your small group time, we are going to introduce Operation Christmas Child. In fact, I probably will talk about it a little bit in large group before we get there, just so that those of you who've never done Operation Christmas Child have a way to talk about it in your small groups. Operation Christmas Child is a ministry of Samaritan's Purse. Remember, Samaritan's Purse was here in Victoria after the hurricane. They had all the orange shirts on here caring for us. Just like they helped care for us, they go all over the world caring for people. And their biggest thing that they do is share the gospel with people, many of them for the very first time. So when a person packs a shoebox, and then we put the shipping on there for $9, this shoebox goes to a ministry partner around the world. And when a kid receives this shoebox, each kid that receives this shoebox hears about Jesus and the gospel for the first time. And this shoebox is a tangible way for them to know that somebody across the world was thinking about them enough to help them know, just like David and his kindness toward Mephibosheth, to help them know who Jesus is. So our project today is to make pencil bags for the 850 shoe boxes that we will pack when we do packing parties across all the Parkway campuses. Those packing parties will happen in October and November, and all of that information is coming out very soon for everybody. But what you'll have is enough supplies to pack 25 pencil bags, and each pencil bag is going to have 2 pencils, a pencil sharpener, can you see that that's a pencil sharpener, and a box of crayons. And then the plastic bag is the pencil bag. Now, when we are done today, we will have packed 700 pencil bags. Remember we said we wanted to pack 850 shoe boxes? So we have 700 pencil bags that will be able to be put in a shoe box when we do our packing parties in the future. The reason we're doing pencil bags, I want for kids to see that even them giving a small pencil sharpener, you can buy these pencil sharpeners 12 for $1 at Dollar Tree, or a pencil that's unused. These happen to be sharpened because we wanted to make sure that kids that they were sharpened before they went, but they were completely unused, just came out of a box. And a box of crayons. When a kid can give just one of these things, they're helping another kid across the world hear about Jesus for the very first time. And I don't know if you've had the chance to travel to countries where kids don't have things like this, but they can just go to Walmart and get. But this means the world to them. And these 2 pencils will likely last them for years because they will treasure them and take care of them because they remember the love that it came from. So I believe that each kid that we have, even if they don't have a grown-up who can help them get to the store to buy supplies, each kid could provide a pencil, or possibly when they're out shopping for school supplies, they could buy 1 extra box of crayons and help us pack shoe boxes so that other kids across the world can hear about Jesus. As a church, we hope to pack 2,500 shoe boxes. And so if you want to host a packing party, we would love the chance to talk to you about that. Talk to your campus leader or to me or Jennifer Palmer. We would love to help you figure out how to host your own packing party so that we can get closer to filling all of our shoe boxes. in church, you should have been hearing about some of the collections we have going on. I'm going to remind you, we need spiral notebooks, and right now they're 25 cents everywhere. So go pick up a handful of spiral notebooks. If we could put a spiral notebook with every bag of school supplies that we've given to every kid, can you imagine how long a kid would have the enjoyment of writing things down and in their own notebook? And then the other thing that we are hoping to put together, and Impact Kids is going to get the chance to do in September, is stuffed hygiene bags. And in this hygiene bag, there are toothbrushes and combs or hairbrushes, a washcloth, and in this washcloth is a bar of soap. What we need is the soap and the washcloth. So if you could help us by buying a box of or a package of soap, even just a couple bars of soap helps us fill these hygiene bags. And just like the pencil bags, each box is going to get a pencil bag, a spiral notebook, and a hygiene bag. And then the church is going to help provide things for our packing parties. But we would love you to help participate. If you have questions or want to figure out a way that you could help participate in a big way, please reach out to me or your campus leader. We'd love to help you find a way to participate with you and your family. Then you have a couple more things. When you're done, your pencil bags may stuff really quickly, and I am aware that that could happen. We want to hold on to all of these. These are not going home with our kiddos. These are going to go in shoe boxes in October and November. So we need to hold on to all of the pencil bags because we're doing that to take care of other people. And so there's a coloring page when you're done packing your pencil bag. We would love for each kid to color this or at least fill in this information so that we can put it in our shoe boxes, each shoe box that we stuff at Parkway. The kids can get a sticker if they'd like one. And then as they are leaving, make sure each kid takes home this piece of paper. It gives specific instructions right here for things that we'd like to collect at Parkway. And then also on the back of this paper, it gives some really good suggestions of some things that people could collect throughout the year to help us pack shoe boxes. Remember, each shoe box helps a kid hear about Jesus for the first time. And each kid only gets one shoebox in their entire lifetime. So as we continue to stuff shoeboxes year after year, we can be assured that kids across the world are not getting multiple shoeboxes. More kids are getting the chance to hear about Jesus for the first time. And that, in effect, changes a family, changes a village, and God willing, changes a nation. How exciting would that be? All right, your memory verse activity, you still have your word search puzzles. I hope that your kids are enjoying stretching their brain a little bit this summer, and they will fill in the blanks, then they'll look for the words that are in the blanks in their word search. And you can pray. As you're praying, pray for Operation Christmas Child. Pray for Parkway Church's impact with Operation Christmas Child. Pray for each kid that they find a way that they can participate and help us fill those shoe boxes. And pray that God helps provide for those families as He's going to provide for all of the kids that receive a shoebox. That God helps provide for them so that they can see that an extra box of crayons for 33 cents is worth eternity for another kid across the world. I'll talk to you soon.